But this book, it is about Adam Strange, but like Mr. Terrific it's a secret Mr. Terrific book. So pick up Strange Adventures by Tom King and Mitch Gerards. We're gonna react to 40 seconds of this clip from fucking Piers Morgan because it has a lot of the players that I want to talk about.
Dean Cain, for instance, a half Asian Superman.
I've actually walked past
the woke Superman, by the way.
Yeah.
Who actually had immigration on his ass.
Yeah, there's actually a clip I saw going around from the Lois and Clark Superman that deals with immigration. So here we go. Here, can I make this full screen? There we go.
Superman's actually a refugee.
Isn't that an immigrant?
They're trying to equate those things together, which I think is ridiculous because of the current politicization of that situation.
James Gunn is not the kind of guy who's going to put an American flag in his front yard during 4th of July. And that's the kind of guy you need to be to create Superman.
I did not like this movie at all. Every man in this movie is weak and he cries.
Chris, there is one silver lining here, which I think you touched on.
Dresses, short skirts, high heels, cleavage. Thank you, James Gunn, for that.
Hollywood's has been trying to remove masculinity for it seems like the last decade. Once again, it needs to be white boy summer to bring people back to the box office.
Well, you're eating those words right now, aren't you?
Right. And I just wanted to make clear who these people are, because I've been watching YouTube for a while. And I've been recommended their videos because of the algorithm. And just I wanted to point out. So here we go. There's the panel here. I'll get it. Hang on. There we go. Okay. So we got Piers Morgan, right? We all know fucking broke ass Piers Morgan's got to just fuel outrage. That's his job. Dean Cain played Superman in the 90s on the TV show Lois and Clark. I also watched that show. That was one of the first depictions of Superman that I saw. One of the only live action things I would watch as a kid with my parents. Like I was like strictly cartoons, like Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, back and forth. Yep. So Superman I was like, all right, that kind of counts. And this, so really I want to talk about these two guys. This guy's Chris Gore. He's a writer. I don't know where he exactly aligns. I don't think he's super right wing, but I think he's also just like I don't care kind of guy.
Yeah. Apparently he cares about titties and ass and short skirts, but
it's ridiculous.
Make Lois Lane sexy again. I'm like, no, make her wear purple again. And she did.
Yes, she did.
No wonder purple's my favorite color.
So this guy is called Nerdrotic. And when I was watching Shapiro and Knowles' reviews, I saw that he was live. So I started watching his shit and seeing him kind of try to downplay the box office and downplay the politics. That's really the theme that I'm getting, is they're trying to downplay how important this movie is and how fun it is and how big it's going to be. And this guy, Geeks and Gamers, he was instrumental in the Snyder Bro community, for lack of a better term. And I just so he was pushing the release the Snyder Cut thing for years, right?
Yeah. Well, they had a bot farm doing that too, which is kind of ironic considering what we know about a certain movie that we're going to do a spoiler review on later.
Yeah. But here I just wanted to shout out, because the reason, they did. Fucking after Snyder himself started, inserting himself into the release the Snyder Cut thing, some of the actors came out and supported it as well. And COVID happened and no one could make movies for that whole fucking year. Yeah. And the ones that were in production were very, delayed and whatnot. So Warner Brothers said, all right, What if we gave him a little bit more money to shoot some extra scenes? Mostly he's just got to edit it together and we'll put it on our platform and it can come out. So they did that. And in the run up to that, they interviewed, I don't know what interview this is exactly, but it's Zack Snyder on a panel with a bunch of other people. And this is the moment that you can see. It's like the Simpsons meme, the exact moment where Geeks and Gamers' heart breaks. So I want to play this clip because shout out Zack Snyder. He's all right. You know, he's a director. Like he's a little libertarian, I think. Like,
yeah, you can tell when he did his DC.
But like, so is Christopher Nolan. You know, the Dark Knight, the Patriot Act, like using whatever to catch a terrorist. You know, but shout out Zach here in the lead up to the release of the Snyder Cut that a lot of the right wing glommed onto and everything. Here he is.
Just a quick thing before we get started. I know that on our donation page, we still have the Geeks and Gamers logo. I just want to say that I really we talked about this, and we're really not affiliated with Geeks and Gamers as far as I'm concerned, and I really just want to make that clear. And I also want to just say, in light of recent events, I think we really, if Justice League teaches us anything, it's about coming together. And there's no room for hate, and I just think that it's important. It's an important message, and of course, as the father of Asian children, it really hits close to home for me. And I just really want to put that out there that we all, there's no room for hate.
Right. So that's a good statement by Gunn. I mean, by Snyder.
Well, it's so funny. Like a lot of people are like, oh, they hate each other. I'm like, they've done movies together.
Yeah, they made Dawn of the Dead together.
Yeah, like
Snyder was the director. James Gunn wrote that movie, and it was great. I love Zack Snyder movies up until he started writing them, and being in full control. Like that was it. Sucker Punch. I was like, and then Rebel Moon, the other zombie movie he just made for Netflix. No, I'm done.
No, he's not a good writer. He's a good director, but not a good writer.
Right. And I want someone to rein him in a little bit, not so much slow motion and shallow focus and stuff.
Yeah. But I found his cut of the Justice League so boring though. I was like,
it took me all day to watch it.
Yes. I was like, what's going on here? And then the ending, I'm like, Jared Leto is still the Joker. Jesus Christ.
In this weird nightmare future. It was so ridiculous.
Yeah.
But again, as a creative, I'm glad he got to make the vision that he wanted and get this full and like get it out there, and it's over. And it's over. Like he's not gonna come back.
Yeah, stop.
If Superman fails, which it's not going to, it's not gonna, they're not gonna rehire Zack Snyder.
Yeah,
it's just
I don't understand why, because I mean there's always still so much like with Henry Cavill. I'm like, didn't he just he quit though, I believe, or was he just let go? Because there's been a mix up.
It was because they announced that he was going to stay as Superman as Black Adam was coming out, and then like 2 weeks later they were like, never mind. And it was back and forth, and it was Warner Brothers who fucked him over. Like they didn't communicate well enough with him, and
it's funny how Warner Brothers doesn't get enough credit for just being awful.
Yes, David Zaslav is a piece of shit, which we're also going to get into.
Yeah, but also too, a lot of people think, oh, with Zack Snyder gone, Warner Bros. Is going to fail. I'm like, Barbie movie.
Yeah.
Superman is basically Barbie for dudes, but I'm like, hey, I'm here for it too.
Yes, he was. And he is that's why I still say true justice in the American way. It is the American way. It's what we aspire that the American way actually is, instead of the government's actions and whatnot. It's why Superman has disavowed presidents and actions in the past.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you've seen the memes all over the internet of, not memes, but pages from old comics where he's denouncing racism and whatnot, and espousing how cool immigrants are.
Because he is one. A lot of people are like, wait, what? I'm like, he's from a completely different planet. Of course he's an illegal immigrant. What do you That's his story. That's his whole purpose. Like, like he's always saving, the underdog, the people who, who need a hero, who need, someone, to save them. And he's that guy.
So here is the reason why it's
go
woke and make bank, apparently.
Yeah.
What is it? $122 million domestically over the weekend.
Yeah.
I'm incredibly grateful for your enthusiasm and kind words over the past few days. We've had a lot of Super and Superman over the years, and I'm happy to have made a movie that focuses on the man part of the equation.
Yeah.
A kind person always looking for those in need.
Yeah.
That
what
is,
yeah.
That is strength. That's
Superman.
real masculinity.
Yeah. That's why, and also too with the numbers, a lot of people are like, well, it still didn't make as much as a Man of Steel. I'm like, it actually is still like the biggest opening for a Superman movie. They're like, well, adjusted for inflation. I'm like, we're not adjusting for inflation.
Yeah.
Okay?
It is the biggest opening.
Yeah. Like
so
that's the first Superman movie.
Gunn has responded to the MAGA hate, saying, I don't have anything to say to anybody spreading hate. It made a bunch of money. Warner Brothers CEO David Zaslav is celebrating, saying Superman
trying to take credit.
Trying to take credit. Absolutely. This weekend we watched Superman soar as James Gunn's passion and vision came to life on the big screen. Superman is just the first step. Over the next year alone, DC Studios will introduce the film Supergirl and Clayface in theaters and the series Lanterns on HBO Max. All part of a bold 10-year plan. The DC vision is clear, the momentum is real, and I couldn't be more excited for what's ahead. He is, hey, it worked out. Hey, I'm the guy who greenlit all these, and credit and some love.
Well, you know what's funny too is the Clayface movie has a lot of people worried because it's going to be set in it's going to be a grittier niche art house film, which I'm fine with that, and it has different elements of the comic stories in Batman the animated series as well.
Hey, it's
that's
Mike
where
Flanagan.
he got.
I trust.
Yeah,
him.
I love Mike Flanagan
Hill
too.
House, Bly Manor, Midnight Mass, all Usher, all those shows are fucking awesome. I trust the man.
his Clayface could be within the Batman, which is why I'm like, hello, this would make sense for the Batman to be the DCU Batman. I think, Barbara Patterson gets it.
That could be the bridge. That could be the bridge because there was a lot of fantastical stuff in the Batman.
Yeah.
There's goons. Riddler has goons in that movie.
Yeah.
You know, his troll army that comes out and fights in the last act of that film. He's fighting Carmine Falcone. It felt similar to the Superman movie where there's a lot of things happening, but it feels like you're reading a comic. Yeah, he's fighting a giant monster one moment. He's fighting the next. Yeah. Yes. Yes. A
lot of people were like, this movie's so confused. There's a lot going on. I'm like, but you can understand it. You can summarize it and you can tell the movie from beginning to end what it's about.
Yeah. Yeah. That is what Gunn is great at. Is using a rock simple story and because that's all you need. And then you can do all the character stuff that he loves to do, that he's really good at. So let's not forget that David Zaslav once canceled the Ta-Nehisi Coates Black Superman project over woke concerns. So he's not a good guy. All right. He runs Discovery, which TLC is under. I'm a big 90 Day Fiance fan, I guess at this point, more like Addict.
He removed, someone pointed out, he removed the Looney Tunes cartoons, which for Warner Brothers, that's their mascots. That's their cartoon mascots.
He defunded the animation department at fucking Warner Brothers. It's insane.
Disney had done that, did that to Mickey Mouse and all the other Disney cartoon mascots. Oh my God, people would riot.
Yeah. I mean, but you're an animation studio.
Yeah, first.
Yes, movies and animation, film and animation, it goes together. Insane decisions this guy made. Scrapping Batgirl and all. I get it for you want to reboot. You have some of these movies are finished, so just put them out. Run off taxes or some shit. I don't know. Yeah. But he's a shithead, and I'm glad that people are giving Gunn the credit.
Because people act like the Snyder Bros are like, oh, he's not, they always bring up his questionable tweets from back in the day. I'm like, you fell for a right-winger grift because they did the same thing to Sam Cedar.
Yes, they did. It was the same guy. It was Mike Cernovich.
Yeah, Mike Cernovich. Yep.
We're gonna go into all that on Movie Night Live at 8:00 and give that whole story again because people need to know that and there is themes of that in this movie that we're gonna get into of someone kind of being canceled and then coming back and being redeemed.
Yeah, I wonder who that's about.
Yeah. So I just wanted to pop up the images here of jump scare, folks. Sorry.
Wipe that chocolate cake off your face, Ben. Enough
Shapiro.
already.
Oh my god. I mean, mine's starting to come in too. I keep
at least you can grow yours.
I don't have a beard, and I go to stroke it, and it's not there, and I'm like, oh. But I watched their reviews, and that is what they're going
grasping at straws for
their
one.
narrative is. It's not as political as people say. If they're saying that, if they equate it to Israel Palestine, then they just have politics lib brain, and you should disregard it. Or if they and also, even in the context of the movie, that country has a right to defend itself and whatnot. Like literally, Shapiro says it. It's so fucking funny.
And the Suicide Squad too was very political.
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally like, oh, the government's experimenting, like doing something, like hiding some Nazi experiment in a South American country that's been cooed.
That like a movie like that, it's not Superman. It's not as iconic. Like I talked about this with I think Andrea on our her show that has yet to air. But in the comics, they made one of the several Robins that Batman has, Tim Drake. They decided, you know what, he's bisexual now, and that was to sell books. Like they, on some, it was to sell books. Also, I believe that the writer really wanted to tell this story and have more representation, and that's okay to do. There's several Robins to pick from. It's okay, one's bisexual. I feel like they picked bisexual because the editors were like, don't make him full gay.
That's always
we want to hedge.
There's always the male comic book characters. They're bisexual. They always are.
Yeah. It's like, don't worry, he still gets pussy. But then, and that didn't get, like, it got a little bit of buzz. I saw like breaking outside of the comic book world, but not too much. But when they made Superman's son, who was artificially aged and then became a character also called Superman instead of Superboy, they made him bisexual, and that got a lot more coverage. Like
this
that was
not
on
the
Fox,
American way.
Yeah, and
well, they also got pissed about the truth, justice, and the human way or whatever. Like I'm like, guys, come on, it's just one word.